I gave Hannah everything. My time, my money, my heart. We met in college, and from that first moment, I knew she was the one. After graduation, I worked relentlessly, climbing the ladder at a tech firm, all so I could give her the life she deserved. I bought us a beautiful house, filled it with everything she ever wanted, and even paid off her massive student loans. My friends warned me. They'd say, "Ryan, are you sure about this?" It feels one-sided. But I was blinded by love. I'd just laugh and tell them they didn't see the Hannah I saw. The first crack appeared on our 5th anniversary. I'd planned a surprise trip to Paris, the city she'd always dreamed of visiting. When I showed her the tickets, her reaction wasn't excitement. It was disappointment. She said she had a work conference that weekend, one she couldn't possibly miss. A once-in-a-career opportunity. I was crushed, but I told myself to be supportive. Her career was important too. So I canceled the trip, losing a hefty deposit, and spent our anniversary alone while she was supposedly networking in another state. A few weeks later, I was cleaning out my car and found a receipt tucked under the passenger seat. It wasn't from a gas station or a coffee shop. It was from a high-end jewelry store dated the same weekend as her conference. The purchase? A man's watch? An expensive one? My heart sank. Why would she buy a man's watch? And why hide it? A cold dread washed over me. I started paying closer attention. She was suddenly very protective of her phone, always angling it away from me. Late-night work calls became more frequent. She'd come home smelling of a cologne that wasn't mine. The pieces of the puzzle were all there, but I refused to put them together. I loved her too much to accept the ugly picture they were forming. But I wasn't stupid. I needed proof. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I hired a private investigator. It felt sleazy, like a betrayal in itself, but my gut told me I had to know the truth. The pie was professional, discreet. He just asked for a photo of Hannah and her schedule. 2 days later, the pie called me. He said, "I have the photos. Are you sure you want to see them?" My hands were shaking as I opened the email. There she was, Hannah, laughing, holding hands, and kissing a man I recognized instantly. It was Mark, my former college roommate, the best man I had planned for our future wedding. It wasn't just a betrayal, it was a conspiracy. The two people I trusted most in the world. They had used my love and my generosity to fund their secret life together. I wanted to dismantle the world I had built for her, brick by brick, right before her eyes. Revenge wasn't just a dish best served cold. It was a feast I would prepare meticulously. The first step was securing my assets. I met with a shark of a lawyer who specialized in messy separations. She listened to my story, a grim smile playing on her lips. She got comfortable, the lawyer said. People get sloppy when they think they have you wrapped around their finger. We'll use that. We spent the next few weeks quietly transferring funds, restructuring ownership, and preparing a mountain of paperwork. Every transaction was legal, every move calculated. I was creating a financial fortress, and Hannah had no idea the drawbridge was about to be raised. I'd kiss her goodbye in the morning, ask about her day in the evening, and listen to her fabricated stories about work stress. Inside, I was a coiled spring of fury, but on the outside, I was calm. The day I chose for my revelation was our unofficial 6th anniversary. I told her I was making a special dinner. I cooked her favorite meal, opened a bottle of the expensive wine she loved, and set the table with our best china. The mood was perfect. She was relaxed, smiling, talking about our future. You know, Ryan, she said, swirling her wine, I was thinking, maybe it's time we started looking at engagement rings. Something classic. That was my cue. I smiled, a real smile this time. That's an interesting thought, Hannah. She opened it eagerly. Her smile faltered, then vanished completely. Inside weren't vacation plans, but printed copies of the PI's photos. Her face went from confusion to shock to pale, ghostly white. I just leaned back in my chair. Isn't it? It looks like you've been lying to me for months, maybe longer. It was a mistake. I love you, Ryan. Only you. And a letter from my lawyer, detailing the legal steps I had already taken to reclaim every asset I had ever given her. Her name had been removed from everything. The car she drove was being repossessed in the morning. Her crying stopped. Her face twisted into a mask of pure fury. You came into this relationship with nothing but student debt, which, by the way, is all yours again. You'll leave with nothing. You'll have 30 days to vacate the premises. She lunged across the table, screaming, but I was already standing up, walking away. Mark tried calling me, a string of pathetic, pleading voicemails. I blocked his number. Hannah sent a barrage of hateful texts, which I saved for my lawyer, and then blocked her too. Watching the tow truck take her car was strangely satisfying. It wasn't about the money. It was about the principle.
Oh, wow.
It was about self-respect. They thought I was a weak, gullible fool. I gave Hannah the world, and when she threw it away, I simply took it back. Building my life again from the ashes of that betrayal won't be easy, but this time, I'm building it for myself. That feels like the best revenge of all. Thanks for watching.